through 2 games. Poland right now on top of the group with 4 points. And as you can see, both the computers and odds makers have Poland and Argentina as the very odds-on favorites to advance. Mexico there with just 1 point from their first 2 games, facing not just Herc a must-win, but a must-win and must-get help. That is, other than being eliminated, right, other than being Qatar, the worst spot you want to be going into the 3rd game.
It's a terrible spot for Mexico.
And that second goal today from Enzo Fernandez.
It's a dagger, but especially because...
Could be very significant.
No, it is significant because in the back of your mind if you're playing, you know, and that can stretch you out. That could make you a little bit vulnerable.
We got to win, but now we got to win by 2.
It makes it worse knowing...
Unless, of course, Argentina blow out Poland, which I don't think is beyond the realm of possibility.
I don't think so, but also a tie may be good business for Argentina as well. You know, if you think about it. I think they're a goal up on Saudi Arabia.
Argentina have big aspirations in this tournament. They want to win this group. A tie leaves them second. And leaves them facing off against France. If they can beat Poland and avoid it, they're not going to settle for a tie, Herc. Come on.
Yeah, I'm just saying a tie gets them in. A tie gets them in. So knowing that, it's going to make things worse when you look at the performance you had versus Poland, which maybe wasn't dangerous, but Poland, besides the penalty kick, which is probably the best opportunity for a team to win that game, was really never in the game. Had very little possession. Didn't do anything close to what they did to Saudi Arabia today. And I know Saudi Arabia missed the penalty kick and then gifted them the second goal. But you have to kick yourself if you're Mexico because you didn't take advantage of the first game, which was always the most important game. It would be a non-factor today, right now. You wouldn't be talking about this. You would be saying a tie gets us through.
Yeah. So we were kind of lamenting the subs, right? The guys who came off the bench, maybe weren't the options there that we would have liked for Tata Martino to kind of dip to in a moment of need. But that was the first round of subs. When they make the second round of subs at 74, when the game is 1-0 and clearly the panorama, like the outlook on the group has changed. Now we maybe start thinking about goal difference instead of the moment at hand against Argentina. We start thinking goal difference. We start thinking about saving guys for Saudi Arabia, and that's exactly what you said to me at 74 when Lozano comes off and Alvarado comes on. You said, "Oh, he's thinking about Saudi Arabia."
It was Alexis Vega first.
Sorry. Yeah, Alexis comes off. Is that the right call there?
If you're throwing in an Edson Alvarez to stop the bleeding. Or to make sure goal number 2 doesn't come in, it's the right call. Absolutely. But the only one who ever looked threatening was Alexis Vega. It was really just Alexis Vega, the only one that in this World Cup has looked threatening versus Poland, versus Argentina. The only one when the ball goes around his vicinity, you think, you know what, in any moment he can go full speed. And if he's not full speed back to goal, they're not getting the ball off of him. He's been that good for Mexico in these 2 games. And you take him out. With that, you take away las esperanzas, you take away that hope of the Mexican fan base.
Last question here on the approach. It's a 5-3-2 against Argentina, and the approach there is clearly defend. That is the most conservative posture and personnel choices that Tata Martino could make. It's a very different scenario against Saudi Arabia. You have to win, and you now probably, depending on what happens in the other game, have to win by more than a goal. Let's say to really give yourself a good feeling that goal difference will go your way. What is that formation, and who are the players and the people that need to be on the field for Mexico to be at their most explosive, even if that I don't think is very explosive at all?
Well,
who are you bringing in? Orbelin, Antuna, Alvarado. Give me some names. Give me a line. Not a lineup, but give me a formation. What does Mexico look like at their most dangerous? Because again, I haven't seen it in 3 years.
Well, you've seen it in 3 years. You've not seen it in the last 2 years, maybe 18 months. Their most dangerous, or I should say the most comfortable, is what this pool of players was designed for, a 4-3-3. That's the only thing they can play. They've got no other variants. That's what Tata Martino has drilled into their head since he's been here. So these players are designed for a function of a 4-3-3. Your best option in the midfield would be Luis Chavez, would be an Edson Alvarez. I still think HH to pick out those pockets of service, but up top, you got to get your most dynamic players. It's got to be Alexis Vega. It's got to be Henry Martin, who's, I think, earned this opportunity. And I think you go back to the well with Chucky Lozano, thinking that Chucky Lozano could be your first sub if and when he runs out of steam, and you get somebody who's either vertical or shifty in a Piojo Alvarado or Uriel Antuna. And in that midfield, honestly, if Herrera, for whatever reason, cannot go, I think Orbelin Pineda is the logical choice. And then back there, you got to go dynamic. So you got to get Arteaga. You got to get a player. Kevin Alvarez is better going forward. If that's what you need,
Jorge
it goes.
Sanchez, yeah.
Get Kevin Alvarez on there. You got to get two players that are defensively sound but can give you something on set pieces. So that's got to be Montes. And you got to make a decision right now because he doesn't see Johan Vazquez in his plans if it's Moreno or if it's Araujo. They both had their shaky moments in the past 2 games.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.